the Basilica of St. Paul outside the walls. The entrance is lined with intricate pillars and arches, showcasing an impressive Graeco-Roman architectural style. In my opinion, St. Paul was one of the most prominent apostles of the first generation of Christianity. His conversion was so impactful that he authored much of the New Testament through his letters that profoundly shaped Christian theology. He remains one of the most influential religious leaders of all time. St. Paul is often depicted carrying a sword and a book. The book represents his many epistles, which form a significant portion of the New Testament. The sword was chosen due to two things. First was his words in Hebrews 4:12, where he described the word of God as a sword. Second was because he was beheaded by a sword rather than crucified, as he was a Roman citizen. This execution took place outside the walls of Rome, which was how this basilica was named. It was a common tradition for martyr saints to be depicted with the instruments of their execution. St. Paul's statue is often positioned beside St. Peter, who is always depicted holding keys, symbolizing the authority granted to him over the church, as referenced in Matthew 16:19. The bronze panel doors are adorned with bas-reliefs that depict significant biblical events, such as the Annunciation to Mary, the crucifixion of Jesus, and other key stories from the Bible. Right before the altar lies St. Paul's tomb. The golden bronze shrine contains a relic of 9 linked chains, believed to be the chains that bound St. Paul during his imprisonment in Rome. Above the box, 3 miniature figures depict the moment of his detainment by the Roman soldiers. Behind a latticed metal screen, you can see the stone coffin, made of unpolished marble, that is said to enclose the tomb of St. Paul himself. One of the most beautiful features here was a mosaic depicting Jesus seated on his throne giving a blessing. Surrounding him were 4 of the great apostles. Below them stood the rest of the 12 apostles, and Pope Honorius III, humbly bowing at Jesus' right foot. Lining the upper walls is a series of visual records of popes throughout history, each encased in a round frame. It's truly awe-inspiring to think of just how many popes there have been, even by the time this basilica was built. The ceiling is another masterpiece, highly decorated and gilded. On the ornate ceiling, there is a shield adorned with lion emblems, topped with a papal mitre and crossed keys. It's likely the coat of arms of Pope Pius IX. Just by standing inside and taking it all in, you can see why this is considered the second largest church in the world after St. Peter's Basilica. There was something about this basilica, a powerful aura that lingered in the air, a strong, unexplainable presence that felt strangely warm and welcoming.